The intros for this series will be short and sweet. I am here to present all the information relevant to scaling for a character in hopes that when you guys walk away, you are the ultimate masters of what they bring to the table. And today we are representing Daredevil. Not a lot of good research and representation for Daredevil on YouTube, so I'm going to fix that shit with the best Daredevil video today. We're covering his modern times 85 and up. 300 plus likes if you love this series, and if you want to see every Daredevil feat ever, hit me up on Discord to talk business. With that being said, let's get into it. Starting off with Daredevil issue 225, 1985. Daredevil confronts Vulture, a Spider-Man rogue, and swiftly beats him unconscious. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 110, 1985. Daredevil beats an angry Spider-Man unconscious who was trying to take him out with each strike. Daredevil issue 233, 1986. Daredevil dismantles Nuke, a super soldier rogue comparable to Captain America himself. In this fight, Daredevil stops using nerve strikes because against super soldiers, they aren't exactly effective, but instead, he tries to break bones instead. Daredevil issue 238, 1986. Daredevil was able to change his own scent when he realized he was being followed. His close quarter combat proved useful as the person following him turned out to be Sabretooth. And Daredevil threw Creed through several cement walls and proved to be faster as well, easily hanging with him in combat. Amazing Spider-Man issue 287, 1986. Spider-Man goes into Hell's Kitchen, looking for a fight with Daredevil, and he gets it. Daredevil has tech that can negate Spidey sense, not that it is needed because Spidey couldn't even sense at the time that Daredevil was using a fat suit disguised as Kingpin. Meanwhile, that trick would never work on Daredevil. Spider-Man needed to restrain Daredevil and still couldn't put him down for good. Daredevil also saved Spider-Man's life mid-fight. Daredevil, issue 245, 1987. Black Panther tries to stop Daredevil from doing his job. Unfortunately for Mr. Panther, it does not go well for the King of Wakanda as Daredevil puts the beats on him and does the race to handle his business. Daredevil's a menace, guys. I'm telling you, lock in. Daredevil, issue 249, 1987. Wolverine couldn't even sense that Daredevil was tracking him. Punisher, issue 10, 1988. Punisher is trying to bring down a criminal. Problem is, this is on Daredevil's turf, and he has to learn that the hard way. Daredevil beats him senseless without much effort and leaves with the criminal in hand. Thor issues 392 to 393. Daredevil battles an injured but enraged Hogun, a member of the Warriors 3 and champion of Asgard itself. Although he's not at his peak, Hogun is far stronger than almost anyone Daredevil could possibly normally encounter, and being a champion of Asgard speaks to thousands, if not infinite years of experience given it's beyond time and space. The fact Daredevil performed as well as he did is extremely impressive. Saga of the Submariner, issue 9, 1989. Namor considers Daredevil to be the most courageous out of anyone he's ever encountered. Keep in mind, this includes the Fantastic Four and the Avengers. Daredevil issue 269, 1989. Before fighting Blob, it looks like he used nerve strikes with his batons to stop Pyro. Amanda steps in to help him with Blob, who damn near killed Daredevil, yet Daredevil was able to keep fighting after getting hit. Keep in mind, this is a Blob that took out Vision and went toe-to-toe with Hercules. Daredevil issue 270, 1989. Daredevil sensed Blackheart before Spider-Man could. He also reacts faster than Spider-Man to shield him from an explosion of debris. It's obviously impressive Daredevil could outmaneuver Blackheart as well. Daredevil issue 270, 1989. Daredevil, in another instance, censors the dangers of Mephisto while Spider-Man couldn't. And you will see a history that I'm trying to prove here of how insane the hacks of Daredevil are, even compared to someone as broken as Spider-Man. Daredevil Annual number 5, 1989. Daredevil fights a mind-controlled Spider-Man and considers it to be easy, even overpowers him at one point. The key takeaway here would be that Daredevil's senses are at least equal to Spidey's sense in combat when going toe to toe. Daredevil Annual number 5, 1989. Daredevil again senses and reacts to danger faster than Spider-Man can. Daredevil issue 275 to 276. Ultron stun blasts Daredevil and Karnak. Daredevil was the first to get up between the two, with Karnak being an Inhuman fighter. Daredevil issue 276. Ultron actually analyzed Daredevil to possibly be the perfect peak of humanity. Daredevil issue 281, 1990. After Hell split open, Daredevil fell through a hole, and every step he takes seems to shift through different planes of existence. He now spends his time fighting off demons and marching towards Mephisto himself. Daredevil, issue 281, 1990. Easily probably the most impressive feat no one talks about for Daredevil. Silver Surfer sensed Mephisto making moves way after Daredevil himself did. This literally means Daredevil's senses at this point were superior to even Surfer's cosmic awareness. Daredevil issue 281, 1990. Daredevil's resolve makes him untouchable to the demons of Mephisto's realm. They simply can't do shit with him. Daredevil issue 282, 1990. Daredevil can see the hell that reflects Mephisto's actual internal mind. Blackheart is using Daredevil as a way to defeat Mephisto himself. Daredevil issue 282, 1990. Daredevil faces Mephisto after successfully passing a test. Silver Surfer shows up to send the heroes home and battle Mephisto, who is still obsessed with Daredevil. The comprehension of what Daredevil says is something too horrible for Mephisto to even withstand at the end. This man aura farmed on Mephisto before he left hell. It was insane. Captain America 375, 1990. Captain America's super soldier serum throws off Daredevil's senses. Not to mention Daredevil is still recovering from his encounter with Mephisto. He eventually crumbles, but he put up a very good fight while weakened against Captain America. This was a paranoid Captain America who thought the Avengers would use Daredevil to bring him in. Daredevil, issue 290, 1991. The identity of Daredevil was taken by Bullseye, so Daredevil dresses as Bullseye. In this long, prolonged fight, Daredevil wins. He even was able to play mind games with Bullseye, who's one of the best mind game players in all of Marvel. Daredevil, issue 293, 1991. Daredevil is forced into a fight with Taskmaster because of Punisher, and the fight ends abruptly when Taskmaster backflips into oncoming traffic like a fucking idiot. Then he does his best to save Taskmaster's life by preventing Punisher from killing him. Daredevil, issue 293, 1991. Daredevil puts a beatdown on Frank Castle and tells him hunting season in his city is closed. Daredevil, issue 295, 1991. Daredevil pretty easily clears several members of the Hand by himself. Daredevil, issue 295, 1991. Daredevil tanks the penance stare intended for a ninja from the Hand. He gains knowledge on the Hand as a result. Daredevil issue 296, 1991. Izanami is possessed by a devil, and the crucifix that Daredevil wears is wrapped around a spear after a scuffle. This leads to Daredevil using the spear to exorcise the devils from the undead Izanami. Daredevil issue 300, 1991. Daredevil and Kingpin brawl through New York, as Kingpin is running from the law, and his only hope of freedom is destroyed by Daredevil after the fight's over. Unless I missed something, this is the first time Daredevil in comic history has defeated Kingpin in a straight-up fight. Daredevil Annual number 8, 1992. This leads us to believe Bullseye had adamantium bones throughout his body, not just in one part, thus making Daredevil's fights with him insanely impressive. Daredevil issue 309, 1992. Daredevil stalemates Punisher, but is losing patience with Frank. He insinuates Frank's blood will get spilled someday, obviously showing Daredevil holds back. Daredevil issue 317, 1993. Daredevil and Taskmaster exchange hands until the fight is interrupted by the legendary Stiltman. Daredevil issue 327, 1994. He actually demonstrates faster than reaction times than Captain America when confronting him. Daredevil issue 329, 1994. His weapon was actually able to hold back the Iron Fist in a fight. Daredevil issue 330, 1994. He was able to catch Gambit, who was trying to sneak up on him, with Gambit being one of the sneakiest and most agile characters in Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man issue 396, 1994. Spider-Man was tracking Daredevil for 3 nights, and Daredevil knew the entire time, eventually telling Spider-Man to come out. Spectacular Spider-Man issue 219, 1994. Spider-Man is poisoned, and they need to find the antidote quick. Daredevil meditates and scans the entire city to pinpoint where it is. If this doesn't prove his senses are above Spidey sense, nothing really will convince you. Daredevil issue 360, 1997. Daredevil catches Absorbing Man's wrecking ball and shatters his side with it. This is an incredible feat of strength for Daredevil. He used his radar sense to find a weakness in the Diamond Absorbing Man. Daredevil issue 4, 1998. He was casually able to deal with Black Widow and take a baby from her that she was holding. Daredevil 49, 2003. Daredevil was able to beat Bullseye senseless after deflecting several of his attacks. Obviously, this is of note given Bullseye's accuracy. Daredevil issue 50, 2003. Daredevil is tired of playing games and beats Kingpin senseless. Then he crashes him through a shop window with a car to send a message to all of Hell's Kitchen about the devil. The Punisher, issue 34, 2003. Wolverine absolutely goes berserk. Even Spider-Man, at this point, couldn't restrain him. After Spider-Man is knocked out, Daredevil one-taps Logan for being a dickhead. The Punisher, issue 35, 2003. While Spider-Man and Wolverine fall victim to Punisher's traps, Daredevil gets around them and beats Punisher senseless. Punisher issue 37, 2003. Punisher considers Daredevil the only smart one out of him, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. Daredevil issue 56, 2004. By the way, one of my favorite moments ever for Daredevil. When a wave of violence, never before seen in Marvel's New York, swept the city, Daredevil took over for weeks, fighting everywhere and everyone all at once, shedding blood throughout the entire city, and making it known the devil was there to stop them all. Daredevil issue 65, 2004. In a confrontation with Punisher, Daredevil completely outclassed Frank Castle. Wolverine issue 24, 2005. Wolverine references how street tiers like Daredevil have to be the best because they don't get superpowers or tech protecting them. He also thinks this makes Daredevil literally too dangerous. After a brief exchange, Wolverine loses the fight to Daredevil. Secret Wars issue 2, 2004. In the SHIELD operations database, Daredevil is classified only one level below Spider-Man, Blade, and Captain America, who are either super soldiers or metahumans. Daredevil vs. Punisher issue 1, 2005. Punisher says Daredevil boxing alone can bring down a champ, and that when compared to Punisher, Daredevil is simply always faster. Amazing Spider-Man issue 600, 2009. Daredevil smashes through Hydro Man and throws Blindside through a window. These kind of villains are beneath someone of Daredevil's caliber at this point. Amazing Spider-Man 600, 2009. Daredevil is among the highlighted individuals in history who have concussed Dr. Octopus with one punch, including the likes of Omega level beings and just absolute monsters, Ultron included. We also see Big Daredevil among them. Daredevil issue 506, 2009. The Hand knows sending soldiers literally is essentially useless against Daredevil. Daredevil Cage Match number 1, 2010. This is a boxing match between Daredevil and Luke Cage, which Daredevil called him to. And Daredevil runs circles around Luke, but he realizes Luke's been poisoned. And when he tries to warn Luke, he ends up taking a huge shot. He gets up, but he's hurt. Luke was throwing shots heavy enough to cave the actual ring in, obviously anticipating Daredevil would move, but this time he didn't. The fight continues with both men hurt, and the comic ends in a Rocky-like sequence, which is insane for Daredevil. Shadowland issue 1, 2010. This is when we get beast-infected Daredevil, one of the dopest runs ever. Daredevil dismantles Bullseye. He already knew Daredevil was about to kill him. Shadowland issue 3, 2010. Makes quick work of Iron Fist and Shang-Chi. Shrugs off a hit from Spider-Man to then shock him with his agility. Spidey then gets taken out by Mary. Shadowland issue 3, 2010. Iron Fist says Daredevil has never been a match in martial arts for the Iron Fist, especially since he mastered his arts completely. But now, Daredevil can take him and Shang-Chi out easily. Shadowland issue 3, 2010. Daredevil is a vessel for the Beast himself, the monster that goes against God. Shadowland Moon Knight number 2, 2010. Moon Knight's mind is breached, and he sees the Beast itself. It's described to be the most powerful entity Moon Knight has ever come across. This would include his own Khonshu, who, using Supermoon status, was able to beat the likes of Thor. Okay, shit gets real. Shadowland issue 4, 2010. Shrugs off Wolverine's claws going through his chest and knocks away Spider-Man pretty easily. Shadowland issue 4, 2010. Spider-Man, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Shang-Chi, Punisher, and Elektra all try to hold him down, only to be thrown off by the power of Beast Daredevil. Shadowland issue 5, 2010. After knocking out all the heroes, Beast Daredevil absorbs Ghost Rider's Hellfire. Shadowland issue 5, 2010. Iron Fist knew the only way to stop the Beast was to awaken Murdock again. Murdock spiritually overpowers the Beast itself, taking back his body, and then disappears. Daredevil Reborn issue 2, 2011. Daredevil's senses are all around superhuman. This is aside from his radar sense. New Avengers issue 16, 2011. Daredevil fights off Red Skull's Blitzkrieg alone for the most part, while various heroes tell us what they know about him. Hawkeye starts off by saying he's definitely Avengers material, but Luke Cage goes a bit further. He says Daredevil has lost and sacrificed more than anyone who knows, which would include any hero in Marvel New York. He also says Daredevil is one of the greatest to ever do it. It's not about him being Avenger material, but are the Avengers Daredevil material. New Avengers 16, 2011. He officially joins the Avengers, which, might surprise people given it's 2011. But yeah, he officially links up with them. Daredevil issue 1, 2011. He sent spots opening a rift in space through a nearly impossible to perceive shift in the echo of music. Daredevil issue 1, 2011. Further confirmed he can sense the rifts in space-time through his radar sense, managing to steal a kiss from a crime lord's wife at a wedding while saving the girl from Spots. He then willingly goes into Spots' dimension. Daredevil issue 1, 2011. His conversation with Stu the hot dog man implies he actually off-paneled Spots. Daredevil issue 1 and 2, 2011. Captain America does everything he can to actually blind Daredevil. Daredevil still reacts and can contend with him. Amazing Spider-Man issue 677, 2012. Spider-Man considers his struggles to be less than what someone like Daredevil has to deal with. He thinks of Daredevil whenever he's faced with adversity. Daredevil challenges Spider-Man to a game of chicken, which Spider-Man loses because he broke the fall first. Amazing Spider-Man issue 677, 2012. Another example of Daredevil's senses being superior to the Spidey sense. Daredevil issue 8, 2012. Not only did he get out of the rubble first, but he saved Spidey from Black Cat's torture and pinned her pretty easily, also rizzing the shit out of her. Daredevil issue 8, 2012. Yet another example of Daredevil having better senses than Spider-Man. Are you sensing a pattern, my friends? Daredevil issue 9, 2012. Daredevil could tell the hostage had minutes to live by reading the chemicals in his sweat with his senses. New Avengers issue 20, 2012. He was able to dodge Wolverine, arrows from Hawkeye, and knocks out Scarlet Witch while directing Spider-Man all at the same time. New Avengers 23, 2012. Was able to knock out Wolverine, who Iron Fist was unable to KO. Avengers vs. X-Men issue 4, 2012. This fight with Psylocke that Daredevil had is ruled a draw, but Daredevil is more focused on saving her life. She couldn't use her telepathy because going into his mind overloaded hers and almost knocked her out, which is impressive. Daredevil Annual Number 1, 2012. Daredevil one-shots Hex after he feels he's running out of time. Hex has hypersenses, and Strange describes him to be so good, nothing should ever get close to him, let alone touch him. The fact Daredevil even hit him is what shocked him so much that he got knocked out. New Avengers issue 32, 2012. Another example of Daredevil sensing things when Spider-Man can't. Daredevil Dark Knights issue 4, 2013. Gets caught off guard by Shocker after a bunch of confusion from seeing with a gremlin, but still he was able to no-diff him. Indestructible Hulk number 10, 2013. Hulk has gone berserk in a Hydra weapons cache. Their most dangerous technology is in here, and Daredevil has to avoid the Green Giant while putting it to use to keep him from leveling most of New York. He survives the overheating explosion of a weapon that knocked the Hulk back. Daredevil issue 30, 2013. He tackled the shit out of Silver Surfer and threw him through a window for hurting one of his clients. Superior Spider-Man Team Up issue 10, 2014. No sells a shot from Superior Spider-Man, who literally is not known for holding back. Daredevil issue 7, 2018. Went toe-to-toe with Shuri in the heart of Wakanda and was just fine. Daredevil issue 12, 2016. Defeats the Inhuman fighter Karnak, which, by the way, this fight was pretty straightforward, so an incredibly impressive W. Daredevil issue 16, 2017. Daredevil deflects Bullseye's bullet, and as per usual, proceeds to beat him senseless. Doctor Strange issue 21, 2017. It is confirmed that Daredevil can even sense magic itself. Doctor Strange issue 21, 2017. Daredevil has magical items like the Eternal Blade locked away in certain security deposit boxes, and he has items like this that are extra dimensional in nature that he can access when he needs to. Daredevil issue 599, 2018. Daredevil again shows he can scan the entire city if he needs to. Daredevil issue 4, 2019. Frank implies that if Daredevil did in fact become a killer, he would surpass Punisher himself. War of the Realms, issue 3, 2019. Heimdall tells Daredevil he enjoyed watching him run around Hell's Kitchen, but now Daredevil has to repair and guide the Bifrost. By picking up Hofund, his senses will only travel where gods have. This proves how powerful Daredevil's senses are that they would prepare him for a feat of this magnitude. War of the Realms number 3, 2019. He's still human while perceiving all of the universe and events of War of the Realms. He's also fighting off dark elves while this is happening, and it starts to break him. War of the Realms, War Scrolls issue 1, 2019. Daredevil has to use his experience with enhanced senses to focus and filter out everything he can sense from 10 realms to pinpoint the weaknesses and what he's encountering. This is just fucking insane if you're asking me. War of the Realms, War Scrolls 2, 2019. Daredevil brawls with Fisk, who is amped by the Dark Elves, but Fisk realizes beating the Dark Elves would help him become mayor. He thanks Daredevil for this realization and scrap. War of the Realms, War Scrolls number 3, 2019. Daredevil defeats Cursed, who he says was as strong as Hulk but more vicious. He does this by whispering Curse's true name. He then is able to save the children from Malekith. Daredevil issue 20, 2020. Runs through Crossbones and Rhino with no difficulty shortly after reclaiming his identity as Daredevil. Daredevil issue 27, 2021. Was able to resist Null's mental attack. Devil's Reign issue 1, 2021. Purple Man made it so everyone in the world forgot Daredevil's true identity, thus returning him to immersion. Daredevil issue 5, 2013. In a fight with U.S. Agent, Daredevil absolutely beat the shit out of him and ran his chain. Daredevil issues 7 through 8, 2023. Daredevil is a soldier of God and goes to war against beast-possessed Punisher, who has killed Ares, by the way, and after a long battle, he eventually defeats him. Daredevil issue 10, 2023. He's wanted for breaking the law and the Avengers are raiding the Castle of the Fist. He has to get through Spider-Man if he wants to escape, so he overrides his Spidey sense, and with being amplified by the magic of the Fist, he's able to contend with Spider-Man physically. Eventually, he has to use Spider's webs against him and uses a nerve pinch to knock him out long enough to retreat. Daredevil issue 12, 2023. Daredevil passes the torch to Elektra and goes on to face the Beast one last time. Daredevil issue 12, 2023. After sacrificing himself against Elektra, he has become the Hand of God and walks into the realm of the Beast alone. Daredevil issue 13, 2023. It's revealed while the Hand serves the Beast, the Fist serves his sister. Daredevil breaks Foggy out of the prison in the realm of the Beast. Daredevil issue 13, 2023. Daredevil stays in the realm to defeat the Beast and his sister. Foggy and the other souls walk free while he's left behind after his victory. Daredevil issue 1, 2023. Elektra was possessed by a demon. Matt purges the demon from her. He's still the Fist of God even after being reborn. Daredevil issue 2, 2023. Matt recaps the events that led him to where he is. He says this is what God has always wanted and planned for him. Daredevil issue 4, 2024. Beats Bullseye up, but he was late to the job. It seems that Daredevil says he doesn't have the same edge that he used to. Daredevil issue 5, 2024. She-Hulk becomes possessed. Daredevil is able to seemingly stop her, and he actually was throwing her around and into a pole, which momentarily knocks her out, and then allowing him to purge her of the demons. Daredevil 6, 2024. Strange revealed that devils actually followed Matt out of hell. Matt then reveals those devils are mortal sins, such as gluttony and envy. Daredevil issue 7, 2024. Daredevil purges the Lust Devil from Wolverine in a very hard battle. And with that, we conclude the modern day Daredevil best feats, statements, and moments. What did you guys think? Are you blown away by what Daredevil is capable of? I think when I did my deep dive, I was shocked at how consistently he beat some of the high tier street tiers and how insane his hacks actually are. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and again, I hope you leave this video feeling like you really understand what Daredevil is capable of now. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this, and remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.